Hey guys, good to see you. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Shop Talk. I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these, and it's always nice to check in with you. I've been very busy. I want to catch you up on what I've been working on. Mostly Perler art, for sure, as always. Some projects include these 3D Adirondack chairs, freestanding dinosaurs, some Mario scenes. Still figuring out exactly what to do with these gears. So yeah, lots of stuff in the works. Also, at the end of March, I will be leaving New York City, my home for the past dozen years, and moving upstate to Ithaca, New York. So there's been lots of planning and packing and cleaning and just all the natural craziness that goes along with moving to a new city. Really looking forward to it though. We've got a new place, it's right on the lake. I'll have to give you guys a tour of the new studio once we get up there. But for now, let's take some questions. Have you ever considered streaming some of your work on Twitch or any other streaming websites? Great question. I have done a live streaming video exactly once, and it was some random evening on Sunday on Instagram. And I didn't plan it really or announce it or anything. It was pretty spur of the moment. I just never done any kind of live streaming before, and I wanted to try it out. For those who tuned in, you just happened to be at the right place at the right time. But for those who missed it, don't feel too bad. It was just me on the couch playing Super Mario Brothers. I answered some questions. I said hi to some usernames that I recognized. Nothing too epic, but I had a really good time, and it was fun to chat with some followers. I definitely want to do more, but let me ask if there's any interest for something like that. Let me know, because we could set a solid date and time for a future one, maybe get a kind of a hangout going, answer some questions live, that'd be cool. Anyway, let me know in the comments. Have you tried any of the beads and rods projects that Perler offers? I have not. Maybe I should. From what I've seen, it doesn't really look like it's my kind of style. Still, I enjoy to try new things, so maybe I'll take a crack at it at some point. You never know what you'll get hooked on. I speak from experience. I tried Perler beads 8 years ago on a lark, and here we are. Do you do any types of art besides beading? Not as much as I used to. I used to dabble in all kinds of drawing and painting. I've made sculptures, I've built sets for theatrical productions. Like I said, I'm always down to try new things, but I've been pretty Perler focused the past few years, although I do occasionally find opportunities to break out some of the old skills. For example, I've painted several walls in my house here. There's an old-timey world map I painted in my dining room because I wanted it to be nautical themed. And then my guest bedroom, I painted this nebula like you're looking out through the windows on a space capsule. I really like having different themed rooms in my house. Oh, and my bathroom is Egyptian themed, so I painted little hieroglyphics on things. Good times! Although now I'm moving, so I have to repaint everything white again. Oh well. Sometimes art is temporary, that's okay. Just makes it special for the people who saw it in person. Will you consider ever teaching us how to spray paint those backgrounds? Yeah, why not? It's really not that tricky. Heck, I'll show you right now. Here we have some 12 by 16 inch canvases that I want to be dark blue. My tip to you is to keep your hands moving. You don't want the spray paint to linger in a certain spot at all, otherwise it will pool up and run and get drippy and weird. Just keep going back and forth quickly. I do a minimum of 3 layers to get a nice consistent finish. Always make sure to do sides too. Now this is a solid color background, so it's pretty simple. Maybe I'll get into the more complicated stuff in the future. Good to know that some folks are interested in that though. Thanks for letting me know. When should I start using a new ironing paper and throw out the old one? There's no hard and fast rule here. I usually toss mine after I've used it a bunch of times. Sometimes it starts to yellow or gets like permanent wrinkles into it, but always trust your best judgment. That said, hey, when in doubt, use a new piece. Better safe than sorry, right? Where do you get your Perler beads? Straight from the source, Perler.com. They have some really good deals if you order a lot, like I usually do. And I think they offer free shipping on orders over $60 too. Oh, speaking of Perler.com, that reminds me, guys, I gotta show you something. If you check out their projects and inspiration page, let me scroll down here. Oh, see anything familiar? Yeah, that's my Empire State Building. The company liked it so much, it's now an official Perler project, dudes. You can download their instructions and everything. Not bad, huh? We're hitting the big time. Wow, I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you guys about that. Should have been the first thing out of my mouth. I'm actually in the process of pitching some of my projects I mentioned earlier too. We'll see what happens. Do you have every color of Perler beads ever made? Negative. I have, I think, every solid color ever made, along with like clear, gold, silver, some glow-in-the-darks. I don't have a lot of neon colors because I don't use those very much. I have some of the striped beads, but I don't have all of them. I don't really use those very much either. They're good for adding like texture into your pieces, but I prefer a more solid, simple look. All right, let's do one more question here. What's your favorite thing about YouTube? Least favorite thing? Another great question. My least favorite thing about YouTube is when they make big changes for seemingly no reason. A perfect example of this is about to happen. YouTube has just announced that they are getting rid of annotations. Now, you know at the end of my videos where you can click for more projects or the link to the pattern or the subscribe links. Yeah, now I'm gonna have to start using these end screen buttons. So you know how I like to put a little post-credit joke sometimes? I don't think I can do that anymore because the end screen buttons have to be used in the last 20 seconds of the video. Also, it's currently limited to only 4 buttons, so if I use one for the subscribe button, one to make a link to go to pixelartshop.com for the pattern, that gives me only 2 more buttons to use, so I can only showcase 2 more projects as opposed to my regular 4. And they can't be little clips anymore, just the static thumbnails. Well, you know that short video that I just made talking about the new pattern section on pixelartshop.com? I wanted to add a little end screen button there to take you to it, but it wouldn't let me. And look what I got. At least one element must be a video or playlist. Ugh, so limiting. Yay, less features. I don't see why they couldn't just let us have the option, so whatever. Now, all that said, YouTube is awesome. I remember the days before YouTube where you had to have your own website to host your own videos. It was a hassle. YouTube absolutely changed the game when it came to getting user-generated content out there. And without a doubt, my favorite thing about it is how accessible it makes me to you guys. I'm always getting messages and comments from people telling me that my videos helped inspire them to get into perler beads or pixel art, and I really love helping people discover their own artistic talents that they might not have found otherwise. That sounds really cheesy, but it's true. Once upon a time, I stumbled on perler beads by seeing someone else's work online. It ignited a passion in me, it gave me joy, and now I just want to spread that joy to others. And while the main point of my channel here is to provide perler bead ideas, it's always a really good time to put up a silly video like the donuts one, or the one where I'm trying my best to figure out how Instagram works. Hopefully you get a laugh out of those things. And I think that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's always nice to chat with you and check in. Feel free to talk some shop in the comments. And let me know any questions you want me to answer next time. And also if there's any interest for the live streaming hangout session that I talked about. Okay, enjoy these end screen buttons.